everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is Rabbi Wagensberg. Our portion this week is Chukas, which deals with so many different topics. I like to focus on one. There's a fascinating story. The Jewish people are about to pass through a road down in a valley. On either side, there were these two huge mountains, very, very tall. One mountain was on the Moabite side of this valley, and the other was on the Israeli side of the valley. And the Amorites, which was one of the 7 Canaanite nations, they chose, as they saw the Jewish people coming, they kind of figured that the Jews were going to pass through this valley. The Amorites went and crossed over the valley before the Jews got there. They climbed the mountain and hid inside of the caves. And they said to themselves that when the Jewish people pass by down below, then from the top there's going to be an ambush. And they're going to pelt them with stones and catapulted huge boulders and with arrows and with spears and so on. And they intended on annihilating the entirety of the Jewish people, God forbid. Well, the Jewish people were passing down below. What happened was that although it's true that the mountain on the Moabite side, which is right over the Dead Sea, so it had these caves that the Amorites were hiding inside of. Well, on the mountain on the Israeli side, these two mountains were very close to each other. The Midrash says, so close were they that if one person were to stand on the top of one mountain and another person on the top of the other mountain, they'd be able to talk with each other and have a conversation. That's how close these two mountains were with each other. On the Israeli side, on that mountain, there were protrusions which projected outside of the mountain. So what did Hashem do? Here we have the Jewish people are now passing down below in this valley, and up above their heads, the Amorites are hiding out in the caves on the Moabite side, ready to ambush the Jewish people. Well, before they had a chance to ambush, God performed a miracle and brought the mountain on the Israeli side to move towards the mountain on the Moabite side in just such a convenient way where the protrusions would fit into the caves and basically crushed the Amorites to death. All the while, the Jewish people had no idea what was going on above their heads. So God said to himself, who's going to inform the Jewish people about the miracle that I performed for them? What else happened? The Jewish people passed through this valley, came the Be'er, the well, or the rock of Miriam, and when it supplied all the water, Hashem caused that all the blood and all the limbs of the Amorites came trickling down and got mixed in with the water. And the Jewish people, when they went to drink the water, but they saw the blood and the body parts of the Amorites, and they looked back and traced it to the top of the mountains, they realized retroactively about the miracle which occurred. And that's when the Jewish people sang a song of praise and thanks to God. One lesson we learn from this story is that, look at this, the Jewish people, when the miracle was happening, they had no idea. It's only afterwards that they realized retroactively about what God had done for them. And I think this is a lesson in life. Sometimes as you and I, as we go through the journey of life, we don't necessarily appreciate all the things that the people in our lives do for us. Sometimes we have to wait later on. If we kind of reflect and contemplate, we begin to realize, wow, look at that. Those people had such a part in helping me become who I am today. And those people need to be recognized. Like the Jewish people thanked Hashem, we need to thank the people in our lives as well. I'm sure we all have somebody, either parents, grandparents, siblings, neighbors, friends, or what have you, who along the way perhaps performed acts of kindness with us, and maybe we did not sufficiently appreciate and express our gratitude at that time. So let's use this story of our Parsha as a catalyst to move us to thinking. Let's reflect this Shabbos back at all those people in our lives. And you know something? If we can think of even one person that did us a favor, and maybe we don't remember that I really thanked the person, let's, after Shabbos, pick up that phone Call the person, say, you know something, I was thinking about you this Shabbos. I just wanted to let you know what you did for me back then, X amount of months or years ago. I want you to know I haven't forgotten. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do we have any idea what that can do to a person's life? We could make a person's day, make a person's life just by expressing a few words. It doesn't cost anything. Let's together, everybody, try to appreciate, recognize, and express that gratitude and build camaraderie between us so that we are a people who are as one and hopefully in that merit deserve to bring the Mashiach finally, speedily in our days. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Rabbi Wagensberg. Have a great Shabbos.